And you know, I tap danced long enough to get one person in. Teresa Croft, welcome. If you are unmuted, go ahead and unmute yourself because you are here in the presence of greatness with Fran, Barbara, and Dr. Bill. Speak right now. See if we can hear you. Go ahead and unmute yourself in the upper right-hand corner. You see there's a mute button there. Now, Google is really cool. They actually do a service for the...
Can you hear me?
I sure can. Now,
hey, Dr. Bill, buddy.
Okay,
hey,
now you're on the big screen right now, Teresa, so give us a question for this panel. Any question will do.
Well, thank you, Alex. Such an honor to be with such a distinguished audience. Alex, I guess I got a question for you in regards to social media. I know that you got to connect, you got to relate, you got to care, you got to be authentic. What would you say to someone who has tried so many different methods, and I have a passion to reach out and help people? This is going to sound radical for as long as I've been in marketing. What would you suggest as to go back to the basics and really start over and build something real?
I promise Teresa is not paying me for this answer. You just gave me a lob.
Right.
I'm going to give you a 450-foot home run if I can hit it, right?
Yeah.
Now listen,
I know you can do it.
I can, but I either strike out big or I aim for the fences. So I either enthusiastically go in the wrong direction or I actually make contact. I'm going to make contact today. Now,
All right.
This is my pitch.
I'm going to get my notebook. Hold on.
Here we go.
Okay.
So, Fran, here's my pitch. So I have a super fun show where I teach my 3-part FIT formula, as in fitness, but in this case, it's broadcasting fitness, F. F stands for find. I want you to find 30 minutes a week on the same day of the week to do a Google Hangout. Now, I don't care if you're a single mom or dad, or if you work at home or not, or you're a soccer mom in traffic, you can do a Google Hangout on your iPhone. So anyone can find 30 minutes a week, but it has to be on the same day of the week so people feel a rhythm. And that's all you need to do. Is number one is find. Now, let's do some accelerated learning. Teresa, what's the F stand for? F stands for what?
Find.
You got it.
30 minutes.
Hey, thank you, guys. All right. Wow. It's an honor to teach now. All right. Now, the second letter is I, and I stands for invite. And this is where, Teresa, this is where I want you to listen carefully because, again, passion doesn't promote or lead to commitment. Commitment leads to passion. I want you to invite. There's the commitment. Invite guests to your hangout. It could be 30 minutes a day. Ours are usually an hour a day, for the week, but 30 minutes for the week. Ours are Fridays at 12 noon, like clockwork, and we do it for an hour, but 30 minutes is a great starting point. Invite thought leaders.
Okay.
Invite thought leaders. Now, thought leaders in your area of expertise.
Wow.
In your area of expertise. Now, why you're doing that is because those folks have more authority or social influence, at least in Google+, probably on the net and social media, than you do on that topic.
Okay.
So you invite them, and the beauty of Google+, and with Hangouts, you don't need an opt-in to go on a Hangout. You just need an RSVP, or just say, hey, we're going to have a Google Hangout at this time, please show up. You don't even need email. In fact, Google+ to Google+ is much more powerful than email to Google.
Okay. Wow.
I upset a lot of internet marketers when I say that, so I don't say it usually, but I'm saying it now because I think it's safe. So Google+ to Google+, right, is a lot more powerful. If you want to be number one on Google, you want to go to Facebook, or you want to go to Google+? Hello? So if you're in Google+ right now, your search results are different than if you're not in Google, right? So you find an expert, an authority on your topic. Now, give me your topic. What would be one topic so we get very specific, Teresa?
I hope this isn't too general, but I have a real passion. I believe everyone has a message, so my passion is to help them share that message online, speak, the world is listening. And I guess I'm going to lean towards the, quote, inspiration. I don't want to say ministry because that, to me, I get this broke thinking. But people who are passionate, who have a message, and they know they have an audience because their message, inside their message, they have a solution, an extraordinary solution to someone's pain point.
Okay, so that would be someone who's not just an inspirational personal development speaker. That would be someone who trains other personal development. So you look for trainers.
Okay.
And my distinction I make between teachers and trainers, and I know no one who agrees with me, but I'll just tell you my distinction. A teacher is someone who teaches a student, and it ends there.
Okay.
They get better at it. A trainer is someone who trains someone else, who in turn trains someone else.
Oh, that's good. I like trainer. Okay.
That's how I look at trainer. Okay.
Okay.
So in this case, you would find trainers.
Okay.
Who have social influence. Now, you don't want someone who's smart, because there are a lot of smart people. You want people who have a lot of followers on Google.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
All people are created equal. Not all people should be treated equally.
Gotcha.
So in this case, you have a show, and you bring them on, and now you're the Napoleon Hill, the Barbara Walters, the Larry King, if you will. You're the citizen reporter, and you're just interviewing them on your topic because you're interested in your topic, as is everyone else watching. Now, do you think they're going to invite their tribe to watch?
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Are they?
Yes, and that is brilliant.
Of course
they are. Followers. That's brilliant.
And who else gets to see it? You do. So
That's
awesome. Now here's the key. Now, after you've invited them, then the third part of the formula, and this is the long version of my pitch. I do this in like 2 minutes to the producer. But F is for find, I is for invite, T is for tell. So what you want to do is tell those social influencers how much you appreciate them before you invite them. So how do we do that? We don't just invite them like pouring cold water on someone, right? You can do that, but it doesn't work. The bright, shiny object folks, they chase something. Oh, I'm going to get rich in a couple of days. No, it doesn't work. I can teach you how to become an overnight success in 3 years. Period. End of story. So, or 90 days, in this case of the challenge. What you do is you +1 them. You comment on their posts in Google+. I'm just talking specifics with Google Hangouts. There's other ways to do it on other social media, in Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
But you engage with them, but you're telling them that you appreciate them. William James said, the greatest, the deepest principle in human nature is the principle of wanting to be appreciated. So, you +1 them, you comment, and then here's the biggie: you share. And so those are levels of intimacy. +1ing is low, commenting is higher, sharing. Now your reputation's on the line; it's even higher. Then a Google Hangout is even higher than that, because now this is a lot more intimate. Now, if you do that with 12 thought leaders, first thing you do is go find some thought leaders that you're going to follow. Right?
No problem. Got you on that, yeah.
And if you do that over a 3-month period, which is what we teach in the Hangout Marketing Challenge, it is impossible for you to fail. In fact, I don't like that language, because you think of failure. It is inevitable that you will succeed.
Wow.
Thanks for playing. Game over. Case closed. So
that's awesome.
That's my feedback to you. Now, we have an esteemed panel here, so Dr. Bill, you have any advice for her to find more influence online? Because you definitely, dentists aren't the biggest fans of marketing, so I imagine what you have to work up against it sometimes as well. Any feedback for Teresa while we have you?
Yeah, I actually know Teresa. She's one of my patients, and I invited her to come on to this thing. And the reason I invited her because she has tremendous social influence already. She's got a huge list, and she's very passionate. She's already trained in many of these technologies. What she's looking for is specifically the technology that you're teaching here. This Google Hangout thing is going to explode her business, and the way it's going to happen is because she's going to invite the thought leaders onto her show. That's the key.
And I got to say this, I love video, and I was in the doctor's office. Dr. Williams is working a miracle on my husband right now who had a car wreck, and I always listen. I want to be on the latest trends, and I'll be honest with you, Sir Alex, I did not give a look at Google Hangouts, and I was sitting there in the chair, and Doctor was inviting me, and I said, Google Hangouts, and he looked at me and he said, it's the trend. And it was something I overlooked. So what you just described is something as a mother, a homeschool mom, could do passionately. Let me ask you this. If you think for over a year I could spend 30 minutes to pray online, I think I could do this fit just as easy. So I'm excited. You just do not know how excited I am. I'm trying to stay calm. It's very
well, if it's in your budget, then we've made financing possible. I want you to do what it takes to take the challenge with us.
Okay.
And I'm the bank, so I'm doing financing because I want people for their initial installment, which is less than a one-night stay in New York City at a semi-good hotel, or dinner for four for a family who eats expensively like I do. It's under $500 the first installment. I want to get that return on investment before the second payment in November. So if it's in your budget, I want you to commit to it and then see what happens starting next week, because we have homeschooling parents who get together. They don't have to go to home.
Right.
We have a mega church in South Carolina. The pastor has 15,000 people in his congregation. He couldn't get people to go to church, but he could get people to stay home, where church should be anyway. And now he's doing Google Hangouts, and it's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
At least the parents know where the kids are, right? They're right there.
Yeah. Amen. Well, that sounds awesome. I don't know if Dave's been on. My husband, I'm in Seattle right now. He's in Atlanta, so I'll definitely we'll put our heads together and talk to Dr. Bill even about it, because I know he can speak for you.
Please do. There's a button there that you can click and just take a look at. I'm going to do everything in my power to.
Okay. God bless you for answering my question so well.
Hey, Alex.
Thank you. Yes, Fran.
Can I add one quick thing to this caller, if you will?
Yes.
All right, cool. I would just recommend that you be really great at researching, every person you interview. And I say that because if you've ever watched the show Inside the Actor Studio, most people have seen James Lipton, and he's such a great interviewer because he knows stuff that those celebrities had no idea anybody knew,
That's
right?
Cool.
And it makes him it makes his show really interesting. And then the other thing is, have that staple in your show, and I call it a show and not a hangout. Have that staple in your show that people can count on. It precedes you getting them on their show. So with James Lipton, it's that, what is your favorite curse word? And what if God exists, what would you want him to say? So figure out what that's going to be in your show, and that makes your show really interesting.
Thank you. That's great advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm going to go to you, Barbara, if you have a final comment. Before I do, Fran, I have to tell you, one of my good friends, J. Conrad Levinson, author of all the guerrilla marketing books, he said creativity is nothing more than 3 words. Truth made fascinating. So that's what you just did. You made the truth fascinating, by the surprise. All right, Barbara, any words for Teresa? She's been courageous enough to come on board, thanks to Dr. Bill. He was the lineage to bring her here. Any final words for her before we end this show?
Teresa, I'm not sure what it is that your message is. Would you mind sharing what your message is so that we are real clear on that?
My message is, I believe, this is going to sound, I'm not going to answer it. I believe each one of you has a message. So I'm the one who's a messenger that wants to help you share your message. How do I do that? From video to blogs to products to social media. So my message...
Hang on, Teresa, I got to interrupt you.
Sure.
This is an impression I have, because Barbara's a great coach. She asked you a question.
What's my message?
Well, now I think that it's much deeper than that. So I'm just going to ask you.
Can I answer it now?
Yeah, you can answer. I want you to let it go, because I just feel like you're holding something back, and you don't have to do that on my show, all right?
Okay, this is my message. I believe that you were meant to live in the sweet spot, in the vine of your destiny. Because I'm a Christian, in the vine represents John 15. Apart from me, Jesus says, you can do nothing. So I want to encourage, my message is your best years are ahead of you. You're not meant to fail, you're meant to succeed. You have greatness locked up in you, and often you are the one that's keeping you from greatness. You're meant to live in the sweet spot. And I can think of no better person who is living in the sweet spot than my friend Dr. Bill Williams. He's in the sweet spot. Did that answer? I hope that answered that.
For me, that was a great answer, especially because it came from your heart, and I could sense your passion behind it, and also that's in alignment with your purpose. The reason you're here is to help others get their message out. I get that. So I think that you were much more clear the second time around than you were the first time, and you're really speaking from your heart, and you're using language that's going to better connect you to your audience. So stick with that. That's my...
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you for taking a risk. I just sensed that there was more there.
Yes.
And in the sweet spot, I think is a great working title for a book. So it's something you might want to think about. You know?
Okay. All right.
So Dr. Bill, thank you for inviting her. My gosh, and
Thanks, Dr. Bill.
Yeah, she's one of my friends and a real champion.
All right. Well, I mean, and this is what Hangout is. I mean, look at the level of intimacy. This is real life, and
Yeah.
I took a risk of saying, okay, come on, there's more. Just throw it out there. So I hope everyone sees it in real time, and you could be a part of it. And today,
Hey, Alex, that was a good extraction.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amen, Dr. Bill.
Thank you. Dan, you're here. Final comments, and then we'll do final word, round robin.
Yeah, I'll combine those two things. My final word is adaptability, because we had to do that today on this Hangout, but more important, anybody with a message who's a trainer or marketer can use this platform to adapt to their style.
Cool.
Excellent. Now, we go around round robin, folks, so just so you know, one word. Some people break the rules and they go for a hyphenated word. So, Dr. Bill, you got one word you want to leave us with?
If it's been done, it's probably possible.
Possible. Very good. Possibility. Possibility. Very good. Teresa? One word. Now, you'll be on many Hangouts, so you can do this again and again. Just throw one out that you think will work for this particular moment. Mine is accountability. And the reason I mention that is the Roman Senate started that. The senators would stand up, and they were accounted for, the ability to be accounted for. So we have 5 people who've been accounted for. I was unaccounted for a little bit, and I came back. And I hope that you are accountable to your children, if you have any, to your parents, if they're still living or not living, to yourself, to your spouse, and whoever it is that you come in contact, because that is, in my opinion, the greatest way to express what you're here for, is to live by example, drink your own Kool-Aid, eat your own cooking, as they say. So my name is Alex Mandossian. On behalf of Dr. Bill Williams, Teresa Croft, Fran Harris, and Barbara Wainwright, I'm going to wish you good sales in business, good fortune in life, and I hope our paths cross again soon. See you soon, and please join us for the Hangout Marketing Challenge.